Hello everyone, this is Shweta Bhardwaj from Supi Science, and today we will discuss about the types of reaction which were left from the previous video. So today we will deal with the third and fourth type of reaction, that is displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. Okay, so let's first discuss about displacement reaction. Displacement reactions are those reactions in which a more reactive element displaces a less reactive element from its compound. Okay, for example, you have this element and this is a compound ABC. So when this A is reacting with BC, and if A is more reactive than B, so it will displace this B from BC and form AC and B. So this is a type of displacement reaction when one element is displacing other element from its compound. Okay, so let's take some examples. First example is where zinc is reacting with copper sulfate to form zinc sulfate and copper. Because zinc is more reactive than copper, that is why it is displacing copper from its compound and forming zinc sulfate. Okay, and this copper will be left as an element. Next, other example of this reaction is iron is reacting with copper sulfate to form iron sulfate and iron. If you have any problem in the reactivity, which element is more reactive than which, and whether it will displace the other element from its compound or not, so you can check the reactivity or activity series which is given in chapter 3 of your science book. Okay, now next come to second type of reaction, that is double displacement reaction. Displacement, you understood that one element was displacing the other element from its compound. Now double displacement means both the elements are displacing each other from their compounds. Okay, so double displacement are reaction in which two different ions or group are displaced by each other. So let's take an example. This is a skeletal equation given. We have a compound AB and compound CD. This A is displacing C and C is displacing A. So we will get CB and AD. This is an example of double displacement reaction. Okay, let's take an example of double displacement reaction. First we have sodium sulfate and barium chloride, which is forming barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Why this arrow is downward, that I will explain you later. Just first see, this is an example of double displacement reaction where sodium is displacing barium and barium is displacing sodium. Okay, next example is silver nitrate and sodium bromide. Silver is displacing sodium and sodium is displacing silver, so we will get silver bromide, which is coming down, and sodium nitrate. Okay, so now come to the reason why this arrow is down. Actually, this double displacement reactions are also called as precipitation reaction. Now precipitate means a solid mass is obtained after the end of this reaction, which is coming down. This down means it is precipitated in this reaction. If this is in aqueous form, so this is a solid mass formed in this reaction. So that is why double displacement reactions, because they form a solid precipitate, that is why these reactions are also called as precipitation reaction. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now a important part is left in this chapter, that is endothermic reactions and exothermic reaction. Actually, this is not a category of the types of reaction we were studying. They comes in the types of reaction we have already discussed. So first comes is endothermic reaction and next is exothermic reaction. The word endo means in and thermic or therm means heat. So the reactions in which heat is absorbed, the reactions in which the heat is absorbed, like it is above the arrow, such reactions are called as endothermic reactions. And the reactions in which exo means out and therm means heat, so the reaction in which heat is released, it means arrow is here. For example, this is your A and this is your BC, and they are reacting with each other to form something like AC plus B. This is just an skeletal, don't go with it. And heat is here. I mean, heat is present on the product side, so it means heat is released in this reaction. So this reaction is an example of exothermic reaction. Okay, so coming to the definition, the reactions in which heat is required to proceed the reaction or heat is absorbed during the reaction. Okay, and exothermic reactions are those reactions in which heat is released during the process. ठीक है. Example, we have calcium carbonate which is breaking in presence of heat to form calcium oxide, which is also called as quicklime, and CO2 gas. This arrow up means it is in form of a gas and liberating. And this reaction requires heat to break down calcium carbonate. So this is an example of endothermic reaction. Can you please tell me from your previous studies which category of reaction this belongs to? Yes, it belongs to decomposition reaction. Means this single reactant is breaking into one or more product. Okay. Coming to exothermic reactions, just wait. Coming to exothermic reactions, we have calcium oxide, which is again called as quicklime, reacting with water to form, uh, sorry for this, which is reacting with water to form calcium hydroxide, and heat is released in this process. So this is an example of exothermic reaction. And since here two reactants are combining to form one product with the release of heat, this is an example of combination reaction. So you can also say that combination reactions are exothermic reactions and decomposition reactions are endothermic reactions. I hope this is clear to you. Please respond if you have any doubts and feel free to comment. Thank you.